I'm Brandon.
And I'm Brandon.
And welcome back to Apollo City Comics, the unscripted comic book commentary show. And damn, I got it right again. I stumble every single time we do this. And of course, we're not doing a commentary today. Today is another episode of amazing interviews we have going on this summer. And today we have Javin Jordan, also known as the Illist Uminati, who's doing some amazing creator work right now. Javis, hello. How are you?
Yo, I'm good, man. What's good?
Doing good. Dude, you're doing some amazing, astonishing stuff right now. I've been following your page for a bit and kind of just came across it because it's one of those things in the comic book community where everyone's sharing each other's work. And once you start actually putting stuff out there, everyone just it becomes a giant community. And I came across your page, saw the work you've been doing. And over the last couple months, you've been super, super busy. A lot of cool stuff I'm seeing is happening with you on top of all the cool stuff you've already done behind you. So I feel like it's all paying off. You're doing variant covers for store retail variant covers. So that's kind of even more exclusive at that point. But for Boom Studios and Image Studios. And you're doing another one too, correct?
Yeah, Source Point Press, yep.
Source Point Press. And for some of the best titles out there right now, Something's Killing the Children, Ice Cream Man, and what was let me think of the other one that you're doing.
You said Spawn.
You did Spawn print, but Department of
Truth, yeah.
There you go.
We got like 3 Department of Truth covers in the pipelines right now.
I love the Salt variant that you have. That's one of the coolest ones I've seen so far. And you're doing remarks on that type of stuff too.
Yeah. Yep.
How did all that come about? Like, I know you've been working hard as an artist and it's definitely, your artwork is up there and it's paying off. But what about your journey? How did you get here to this point?
Long journey, you know what I'm saying?
It's never ending.
I've always just been a comic book fan. So, my first go in comic books is writing. You know what I mean? I wrote the Salve, did Kickstarters and stuff, and then I've always been a designer and always been an artist, and I just I don't know why I never tried to do comic covers. You know what I mean? It was just like I don't know why I didn't try, and one day, like not like 3 months ago, I was like, dude, I should just try this. Just knock it. I seen a cover by John Gallagher. He's a pretty big artist right now. He's doing a lot of dope retail variants and killing the game.
Yeah,
absolutely killing it. And I seen a piece that he did, and I was like, man, you know what I mean? And I'm sure some of his work is like what is it called? Not what's it called when it's not digital?
Just like traditional art and whatnot.
Traditional, yeah. Some of it is traditional, but I seen a piece of his, and I was like, I could tell this was digitally painted, just by some of the strokes, because I have some of the same strokes on my program that I use. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang. And then so I just sat there and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try it, and you know what I mean? Like, just might as well just for fun, just try it, and I did. Trying to think of the first one I did. I think it was like an Ice Cream Man one or something. And I was like, oh yeah, man, I can definitely do this. I can, this is, I need to just do this. I've been wasting my life. You know what I mean? That was like one of those aha moments, you know what I mean? Like,
a skill. I'm good at something. This is what I should be doing.
You're like, you know what? I can get paid for this. I should do that.
That too. Paid a lot more than I make making hip hop album covers. You know what I'm saying? Definitely pays a lot better than that.
Dude, your hip hop stuff is too dope. The Carnage song that you had going on. That was the first thing I sent Brandon. I was like, dude, you got to check this out. We're going to try to talk to this guy. And did you animate the movie? Did you hire someone on? Because it does look similar to your artwork.
The motion cover?
Yeah.
So I animated it. I had my homie drew it. He did because he's really good at like the comic book type drawing, you know what I mean? Like straight up like traditional comic book type drawing. So he drew it, and then he drew it in pieces for me, like layers. So then I could go in and go into my to my editing program and make it move and do all that.
So you made each piece move individually at a time, and then added. Oh, okay. I imagine that took some time.
Yeah. I mean, not really. I work extremely fast. I'm like Sonic when it comes to working, because you know what I mean. Like,
just pumping out content,
just going. You know what I mean. Like I just go. I'm just like a machine like that. I just knock it. I just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Sometimes you just gotta hit the ground sprinting and just not stop.
I think a lot of artists overthink stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I feel like, especially like a lot of the ones I've talked. You know, I feel like the ones that are overthinking it are the ones, you know, taking a long time. You know, I feel like art is meant to flow. I mean, every artist is different, obviously, but for me, I feel like it's meant to flow like music. You know what I mean? Like, keep it flowing. You know, don't hold up, you know what I'm saying, and like on old pieces and like kick yourself in the butt about it, you know what I'm saying? Make a new piece, make a better piece, you know what I mean?
There you go.
That's how I go about it. You know, I know, like I said, every artist is different. Some artists, you know, make masterpieces, but it takes them 10 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly. Totally.
Well, I mean, especially in this industry with comic books itself, like if you're trying to get more, you know, within it and start doing bigger things within it, you just have to be working fast and just pushing stuff out to hit those deadlines. Yeah.
And if you're not working fast, just keep working at it until something gets done.
Yep.
Yeah. So looking at your Instagram, it says hip hop artist, comic book writer, and graphic designer. At what point were you thinking, okay, I'm into all these things. This is my career. This is my passion. Did you think at first you were going to keep them separate, or did you know that you wanted to combine them all? Because basically, like the Maximum Carnage AMV, that's like a combination of everything, right?
Yeah.
So did you think at first, like, I'm going to make these all work together? Or did you just kind of stumble upon that? Or were you at first like, all right, these are going to be separate and I'm going to try to, you know, diversify all my interests and see what happens?
Well, at first, you know, I'm a hood cat, you know what I'm saying? Like, I come from the hood, you know what I'm saying? And the reservation. So, you know, like, you know, people, you know, back when I grew up, you know, being into comic books was not cool, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of keep that, you know, hidden until like I grew up and was like, who gives a shit what people think? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? Why am I giving a shit what these people think? You know what I'm saying? They're not paying my bills or making me lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares what they think? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I was just, you know, over time, slowly embraced it and embraced myself. And then, you know, now I'm just me, and it's all just my life now. You know what I mean?
Nice. Oh yeah. What came first, like the comic book creation aspect of your life, or the music creation of your life?
Definitely music.
Okay.
Music. Cool. Yeah. Definitely music.
Where did that start? Were you did you start stuff in like as you were a kid, just playing instruments, or were you just drawn to words at that point still?
I just freestyling with the homies, you know, like little dumb youngins, you know what I'm saying? Drinking Boone's Farm on the block, just thinking we're cool freestyling, you know what I mean?
That's awesome. Gotta start somewhere, you know?
Gotta start somewhere, yeah.
Yeah. Any influences?
Yeah, I got mad influences, you know. It's not even just rap influence, like Nirvana, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Tech Nine, E40,
oh nice,
DMX, you know what I'm saying? Like G Unit, like I have Eminem.
Oh yeah.
So if I always like to, I like when it comes to music, I always like to ask these questions, you know, just to like see if you could off the top of your head, not that like this is like a permanent list or anything, but if you had like a top 3 or 5, what do you think would come to mind?
As far as rappers or music?
Music in general.
Yeah, Nirvana's number 1. Probably Fleetwood Mac, number 2. The Doors, number 3. And then,
yeah,
that's a hard question.
It always
Eminem,
gets people.
Probably Eminem, number 4.
Yeah, Eminem's usually up there for a lot of people.
I love that diversity behind all that too. Like you're very well versed in that aspect, and I mean, it even shows. Like honestly, like it's one of those things that you know you kind of see remakes of all types of music and whatnot. But hearing your stuff, I was just like, damn, this is genuinely like one of the coolest things I've heard in a really long time. And I mean, we're both musicians too. You know, I've studied music. I did music for a really long time, and so hearing that, like, I can actually like tell like you've this is your thing, this is your passion, this is what you aim to do. When did drawing come about, and when did you just like, or is that just like the most recent thing that you're?
No, I've always drawn. Like everyone that knew me back in the day knew I was a dope artist. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was in I'm thinking like 8th grade or 9th grade or something, I painted the Mona Lisa and it's still hanging up in my school
nice.
that I grew up in. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
sick.
like I've always been an artist and drawn and all that. Like ever since, you know, what's crazy is that the first things I would draw was Maximum Carnage. Remember the game?
Hell
So
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
they used
I
to
remember
have
that.
the ads on the back of like the gamer magazines. And so that was like one of the first things I ever drew was Maximum Carnage, and then Sonic Knuckles from Sonic. That was another thing I used to draw, and then Power Rangers. I would draw the shit out of Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
That is an awesome list. Was it that Maximum Carnage cover where it's just like him over the city?
Yeah,
that was everywhere. Yeah, definitely. That is like, it's like pinnacle 90s pop culture right there too.
Oh, that's so iconic. I have a copy of the game upstairs, and I got like a little shrine for Carnage.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
That's
I
dope.
love that joint.
Did you so since you're a kid, it's safe to say that you've always loved comic book characters, video game characters.
Yeah,
You know, like most of us do, of course. We get like trapped in that bubble of just like pop culture nerdom, right? And it's just, I'm just curious, when you were younger and you started drawing, was it you were gravitated towards the superhero genre, or did you, like most readers, as you got older, start finding about like independent stuff, or just continue to read superhero stuff and kind of like?
For me, it was definitely indie. The first stuff I ever started. I wasn't even reading at that time, but it was like Spawn, Young Bloods, early Image stuff. That's the first stuff I ever got hooked to, you know, and like some early Valiant stuff. But I remember Spawn. That's why, you know, I still ride with Spawn till this day. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it was for me. You know, I mean, obviously I had known about Spider-Mans and Supermans and stuff like that, but seeing Spawn, you know, as a African American character, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even think about that now, you know what I mean? But back then it was like, what? This fool's just breaking necks and whooping ass, and he's black. Damn, this was dope. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah.
And he's evil. And he's dark.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, dude. I'm a big Spawn fan. That's like one of the biggest things. I've made it like a mission to catch up to every issue, like halfway, even the side series, the tie-ins and all.
There you go.
Stuff. Like, I've been just
and
do that.
Spawn, like a lot of people don't realize this, but Spawn like blew the doors open in the 90s. It was crazy. Like I'm not super young now, but like I was barely a year old when Image started, so I wasn't around for, you know, the big boom of the independent scene. But looking at documentaries and looking at like, you know, past videos and sales numbers, it is crazy.
It's unbelievable.
The owner to the comic shop I go to, he was straight up like, nothing like Image will ever happen again. It was just one of those things that like it was destined to happen, and that was the time.
Yeah,
and it
was like the perfect moment and perfect time and in time for that to happen.
Yeah. It was ironically the like one of the biggest booms ever in comic book industry, and also like the downfall with like the inflation of comics as well. But
yeah, that was the thing too. Yeah, I was selling a million copies, you know what I'm saying? And
you never hear that anymore.
Until 100, you know.
Like, I don't know if I think comic books would have to completely dip again and just become, you know, unfashionable, out of mainstream, and then maybe one day we could get a boom like that. But that's going to take a long time to even get close to what was going on. And I mean, what a perfect time for you to be growing up and witnessing that part and that wave of artwork that came out during that time. That, I mean, storytelling was all right, for those early issues especially, but like the first like 10 issues of Spawn that, you know, they're not that well written. I mean, it's a lot, but the artwork, every panel, every page is just mind-blowing.
I feel like we were lucky enough to have like some of the dopest artists in the game, like Jim Lee,
Sylvester,
Eric Larson, and obviously Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld. Even I know he gets a lot of hate, but he was doing the damn thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he got a lot of hate, but he still made the money.
Oh, he made super money.
Is there any artists, I guess, in the past, present, now, is there any, or even upcoming artists that like really speak to you in terms of like
Rank Frazetta?
Oh, dude, fuck yeah.
Nice.
We just did I do a sideshow called Future Side Watch. And we did Fire and Ice recently, and I've been diving into Franzetta and his Conan covers. Dude, hell yeah. Dude, that's such a great, I love Franzetta. It's one of the coolest things you could have said right now. That just,
he's a beast. He was a beast.
And it was extraordinary. He got to sign the Conan covers, but he never read the Conan books. But his artwork fit the style so well, they just put his artwork onto the covers. Yeah.
Yep.
What draws you to him so much, and what got you into Franzetta?
He's just, I feel like he likes the dark and the beastly stuff like I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. You know what I mean? It just his. I mean, it's Frazetta. Like, what? I don't really have to even say anything about that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not drawn to his artwork, then you're probably blind. I don't know. Like it's Frazetta.
It was one of those things I came across as a kid too. Like when internet was first like coming out, and a lot of people don't like, especially people that listen to the show that are a little bit younger, don't remember like the birth of like AOL and whatnot, where you can stuff like that. But the Death Dealer image, I came across it somehow online, and then like I printed it out, and it took up all the ink in the printer because you can only print like one thing at that point. And I had it like in my 3rd grade notebook for like, and I just had it for school for years.
Those were the days. I remember I used to be able to pay like a dime and get copies, so I would like print out like all these Dragon Ball Z pictures and stuff like that.
Go to the library and be like, all right, I can get about 20 pages. It's not even like full color, it's black and white, and like
and you're just putting it in like one of those, in those sleeves, like those clear sleeves. You know what I'm saying? Like collecting paper.
Using up like all the ink cartridge.
Do you do a lot of like physical media, like painting and stuff like that, or are you really more drawn to digital?
Well, I am more drawn to digital just because I'm a graphic designer. So my day, like my day job is designing artwork for musicians. So I've always I like digital, but I do always like to get down and dirty with real paint and markers and stuff like that. So nice. I don't ever close the door on that.
Nice. It's good that you're flexible between the two, because especially in this market, and if you're doing covers, like some of the best covers are done by hand, and that's just, and also that's money for you at that point too. You have original art. I don't think I would try to probably do a hand cover. I'd probably get too frustrated, and there's like, I'll save that for the real professionals like Jim Lee and stuff, you know what I mean? Where their finger is their pencil, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's a part of them.
Now, with like working in, making covers and writing your own comics, is there any sort of like end goal you ever had in mind, or were you just kind of, I'm just going to keep doing this and see what happens? Or
to be honest, man, I came in the game with my end goal already. I wanted to do shit with Image, even like writing comics. That's like the first place I wanted to go, Image, you know what I mean? So, and now we're gonna be busting some Image comics. So,
does it feel almost surreal? Like is this actually happening?
Bro, I can't even believe it, bro.
It's one of those things, huh? It's just like
I got that first paycheck, and I was like, holy yeah, I need to rock this.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. I can't wait the day to like experience that. And it's just like, I can only imagine, like you see it and then it just says like paid by like Image Publishing or something, and
that's the whole thing. Like, I just can't wait to just like have a copy in hand and be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Yeah. Before you know it, Netflix is going to hit you up and ask you about like getting a deal through, and next thing you know, you got a TV show going. And then
that'd be dope.
Oh, there you go.
Need that.
Yeah. You never know, right? Like the more and more independent artists.
We're gonna make something happen. That's like another one of my goals is to get in film somehow.
Oh, cool, nice. Well, I mean, you kind of know about the hustle because you've been funding a lot of Kickstarters, and I know that takes a lot of work. Can you tell me about your experience and like just getting started and what you have to do to just I think you've hit almost all your goals, especially recently, and gone way above.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we stay hitting the goals. With that process, it's I just it's really, I think eventually if I did want to do a movie or a film, I think I do have enough support that we could make it happen. But I want to build my name more, you know what I'm saying, before I even try to do that leap, you know what I'm saying? But I have homies that have been in movies and, you know, and have some pull. So we'll make something work out, you know, later on down the line. Maybe 5 to 10 years from now, where I can actually breathe a little bit and concentrate, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of get out of right now you have to be on a super grind just to keep these covers coming out and just pushing it over and over again. But yeah, whatever you do screenplay wise, I'm sure you have such a good following. Like, it seems like every time there's interactions, no matter what you post, you're getting a lot of attention, and that's just because you're doing quality work. Like the Sav versus Hitler, that was the Kickstarter that just wrapped up. Can you tell us how that came about, like the story and just what people are expecting from that?
I mean, that story pretty much just came about during COVID, you know, just hanging out, watching war documentaries and war movies, you know what I'm saying? I get on weird like kicks where I just go down rabbit holes, and you know, like, you know, like I start off in Vietnam and end up in World War I, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
so it's just
and then
I just go off on kicks, and I just started writing. I you know, it's just what I do, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're watching a movie at 2 a.m, you're like, shit, I got it. And then, you know, you just go you hit the keyboard, and you pump a whole story out before you know it.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it. Sometimes you get that bug where you just want to create something once you notice, like after watching, reading, or experiencing something, you know? But I am curious, with a lot going on, you know, with the music and, you know, working with other people in music and trying to work on all these covers and working on your own comic projects, how does time management work for you? And like, does everything clash eventually? Do you go, oh crap, I gotta like write this and I gotta perform here tonight? And you know what I mean? Like, how does the time management work, and does it ever kind of like conflict with each other, and how do you work that out?
Like with me, you know, as long as really my time is pretty open, as long as, you know, I know my kids are up and fed and dressed and all that, you know, then you know, I just flow, you know, you know, like I said before, I work so fast, it's not like I ever have too many holdups or like deadlines I'm itching to meet, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna do something, I just do it and knock it out and just on to the next, you know.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, especially, I mean, the way you're a graphic designer, you know, did you go to school for that? Is that what like you ended up majoring? Nice. Okay, cool. Have you been in Washington this whole time? We were talking before the show.
No. This is I went to college out in Montana. I'm originally from Montana, the Flathead Reservation. So I went to a Native American college out there.
Oh, cool, dude, that's super cool. What tribe are you with, and what
Illist?
Oh shit, that's super awesome. And what got you to go into Washington, or was that just like career opportunities at that point?
Just back then it was my life was just rap, period. You know what I mean? Like I was just rapping and yeah, like all my homies was in Washington, so that's just where I ended up. And you know, and it just was easier to. I mean, we were doing shows everywhere up here, but you know, it was easier to just go down to California if we were want to rock or going to Oregon or anywhere like that, you know.
Definitely, yeah. That was like our central, like whenever touring and whatnot, it's a perfect spot to do a full circle and get half the country and whatnot, and just wind up back home. And that exposure up there, I mean, the art scene up there is phenomenal. I'm sure too. I mean, I'm so far that it's just quench, man. That Washington life, it's such a beautiful thing.
I mean, there's a lot of talent that has came from up here for sure.
Mm-hmm. When right now there's no touring because of the pandemic, but when touring, would you ever like create comics on the road, or you know, just work on projects?
The last tour I went on, I did like during the daytime, like obviously we do the concerts at night, you know what I'm saying? No one I come to a rap concert in the middle of the day, but
hey, 9 a.m. y'all, we got the show open up.
Yeah, 9 a.m. Right before church, y'all, we gonna shut it down. But yeah, we during the daytime I would go to comic shops and go do sign-ins stuff like that last tour. So, I'll probably continue to do that when I'm on the road, is, do sign-ins and stuff during the day at comic shops and then rock at night.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
You just do it. Is it like you're doing a signing, you're like, hey, check out my show, and then when you're at the show, at the merch booth, got some cover variants ready for sale too?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Prints and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. It's actually a really good way to like tap into both markets.
Because then it, kind of like builds, like combines my two people.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's awesome. Because basically, people going to your show may have never known about your comic stuff, right? And
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's, I can't imagine how great it must be to just be like, hey, like the show is great. Oh yeah, well check out my comic.
yeah.
And then merch wise,
it's crazy, like it just sometimes I sit here and be like, dang man, this is crazy. This is a crazy life. I can't even believe it sometimes.
Hard work pays off, right? So that's the best way to look at it, is like keep working, keep staying busy, and before you know it, you got all these projects coming through, and you're touring the country for shows and making money on the
side. Like I said, what I'm saying, like you got to try a little bit of everything, because like who would have known? What I'm saying, like right off top, I'd be landing these covers for these bigger publishers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Did you submit your work? Did they approach you? How did that come about? Like,
so originally, my homie, In Case Comics, he reached out. He had seen some of the stuff I've been dropping, and he's trying to, because In Case Comics, obviously that's his shop.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to do exclusives and get in that game, and so he reached out. I mean, he's been supporting the Sav since I think like issue 3 or issue 2. So we've kind of already been talking and all that, and he reached out and wanted me to do the first one. I think was the one for Source Point Press. He reached out for me to do that, and then he got the line to Boom Studios, and then yeah, they already kind of knew who I was, because Ross Ritchie has been sharing some of my artwork on his Instagram, so they already kind of knew who I was. So I don't think they hesitated to let us do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then after I lined that up, I did send out my portfolio to a few people, and they all just loved it and jumped on it. And now, yeah, it's going crazy right now. There's going to be a lot of stuff in the works and dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I can't wait for you to do a Spawn cover. Like the print that you did recently, that was one of the coolest things I've seen. It's better than some of the Spawn covers I've seen lately. And I was like, damn.
Man, thank you. Yeah, man. A Spawn cover would be like, that would be the icing on the absolute cake, the biggest cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you're drawing Spawn.
Oh, dude.
I'll leave that to the professionals.
Do you like doing sequential stuff?
Like
or
doing covers is one thing, but doing like interior pages, that's a whole different ballgame. Like that is some tedious, like hardcore, time crunching work. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
Like that's one thing I don't have time for. I can't sit and do sequential pages.
Well, that's easy. That's an easy 24 pages per month if you're doing ongoing, right? So
yeah, to
maintain that quality for however many panels and pages it's not easy. It's definitely
you have to be good and precise and really know what you're doing. You know what I mean? And like, I could if I didn't have anything else going on, I probably would do that. You know what I mean? I would probably draw my own comic book, but I got so much other stuff going on. I don't got time. I don't got time for that. And plus, my homie Raphael and Demas, they're dope. So why would I even, why would I even try out that? Let them do that. And, I'll stick to the writing and cover art for others.
Oh no, yeah, I get it. Brandon and I are both trying. We always talk about how we want to be like comic book writers and eventually get our names out there. And everyone's always like, "Do you want to draw your work?" And I'm like, hell no, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a process to that point, But I mean, it's cool. I love how you have so many different aspects covered. You're not doing interiors, but you're doing the covers and you're writing for it, and you're blending music into it. Like you're doing kind of like this ideal creator life, and Dude, I mean, how processing how much you do on a daily and how much you have to promote and running social media. I mean, it's a bitch. Like at a certain point, dude, it's super.
I know it is.
Yeah. But the other thing is, you know your limitations, but you also know what you're capable of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's a big thing. And that's something that a lot of people still try to figure out, even like later on in their career. And that's something you've got down, which is awesome because you know what you can handle basically. And given the opportunity, whatever it may be, you'll know immediately if you could take it on, you know?
Yeah. I try not to, I'm not going to waste my time, especially like if I know it's something that I know someone can do like a million times better, I'm not going to waste my time, I got so much other stuff going on. It's not even, I'll handle it to the professional. Like I'm not going to go change my oil and stuff like that and go get all dirty. You know what I'm saying? I just pay a professional they do that all day, every day, and they can get it done quick. I'll be in there making messes and pissing myself off and screaming at the top of my lungs. You know what I mean? Like, I'll pay a professional.
It's the same way the other way around. Someone might do interiors but hate doing covers, and then they hit you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think like if it's career day at school for your kids, you'd be like the coolest dad ever walking in there?
I don't know. Maybe the lamest dad. I don't know.
What does your dad do?
All the other parents would be like, "Man, this fool's lame. He's just a rapper and a comic book writer. What a lame." You know what I'm saying? Kids might think I'm cool, but the parents might look at me crazy.
Yeah, the ones with the real imaginations and like the fun in life are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, dude!" Like,
stay in school, kids.
The other parents are like, "He pays bills that way." They're like, "Hell yeah,
yeah." No, that's real talk though. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Not many parents get to say that too, though. That's the thing. Like, you can walk in there and just be like, "I'm the rapper who draws comics."
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd go in there and say I'm a rapper. I probably wouldn't even say that. You know what I mean? I don't want them googling my music. They'd be like, "What the hell? This devil worshiper." You know what I mean?
I was thinking of your Department of Truth covers, and I was like, "Damn, passing those out would be a little interesting for those kids to go home with." Like,
yeah. Here, everyone gets an ash can.
Yeah.
Well, with all this going on, do you ever imagine, as you're getting older, you might have to like slow down a bit and just try to refocus, or do you think like if you could retire?
Right now, you see how I'm going right now. I have 3 kids that I take care of pretty much all day, every day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like as soon as they're old enough to like really take care of themselves, that's good. We're going to the moon. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a whole different story. And then like when I get maybe like 60 or 70, I want to be probably a teacher. Teach some smart school.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. You even have like that much thought out that you're just like, I know.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I could wind up at the end of all of this. And I mean, so many writers and artists just end up doing that, just becoming professors and diving into that world for a bit because of their career, and it's more stable at that point.
Yeah. If you were a teacher right now, what do you think would be like, or even if you were talking to your younger self, what would be the biggest advice you'd give a student that's trying to do the same thing as you?
I would just say, just do it. Don't sit and think about it. Just do it and just start and go. You know what I mean? Like obviously there's going to be setbacks with everything. There's obstacles with everything, but if you're not moving, you're stagnant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very true. Especially as a creator, like you just gotta put pen to paper no matter what you're doing, because if you're not practicing,
that's me being me. If I was a real teacher, I'd be like, go to college, go to law school, or be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Something that's not gonna go away anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to get that.
Go to
a little stability first. See what's
that's what I would do. If I could go back in time, I would tell myself, I'd be like, bro, you're going to be one of the greatest doctors of all time. You know what I'm saying? Plant that seed. You know what I'm saying?
Don't mind the 10 years of medical school or the how much school is. Just go do it.
Bro, you're going to come out on top, bro. You're going to be the best doctor ever. So I tell myself.
What really drove you to follow your passion instead of I mean, like a stable career. I mean, I majored in creative writing, so I know that mindset. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
went in blind, just kind of like, well, if I make it, I make it. I mean, I got to figure this out somehow. But like in a stability standpoint, like what made you really choose your passion over, I mean, anything else? Or I mean, luckily,
so in 7th grade, that's exactly when I knew I wanted to be a graphic designer, digital artist. In 7th grade, we had to do this like it's. I think I'm probably sure you guys did it in school too, where you have to like fill out this like questionnaire, and then like it tells you what you'll be as an adult. And I think I filled it out, and the first one was like, "Oh, you're gonna be a firefighter." I was like, "No, the fuck, I'm gonna be a firefighter. I ain't gonna be no firefighter." You know what I'm saying?
Can I retake this test, please?
You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Well, what do I really like to do?" You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't even know. I must have been answering the questions all wrong. Yeah, I came out with like firefighter or something stupid.
It's a better outcome than mine. Mine's
then I finagled it, and it came out with graphic designer and digital artist. You know, and I had already liked to draw and stuff. So then I was like, okay. Then I looked how much they make a year, and it was like $50,000. I was like, oh, okay, I could live with $50,000. You know what I'm saying? That'd be good.
Well, I mean, especially in the digital age right now, it's like probably one of the most essential careers out there. I work in marketing and whatnot, and
so
designers, that hustle behind that, it's just insane.
I just feel like the whole world is made from designers, like everything, everything.
Yeah, literally everything you can imagine: advertising, products,
everything is design work.
Yeah, like
your house,
crazy,
your freaking couch, everything
refrigerator
has been designed.
Yeah.
If not by an artist, by an architect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
like everything is designed.
It's supposed to be appealing to get you to purchase it, right? Or invest money into it. So there has to be a sense of like professionalism or some sort of not background knowledge of creating this product to get a consumer to purchase it. You know, so it totally makes sense. Did you ever have a moment when you were in the middle of like just starting where you're like, you know what, like, screw this, I'm just gonna go find a 9-to-5 because this is like too much? And did you have that? Never once?
Never. I could not. I'm like I said, I'm from the streets. I could never have a boss. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, that's just not. That was never in my forte. You know what I'm saying? I did try to get a job one time, and I lasted like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And you know, I was like, I can make more money doing other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna waste my time here.
So you do a lot of like freelance graphic design and whatnot?
Before I even knew about taxes and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I worked 2 weeks, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm expecting this big ass check. You know what I'm saying? I'm already like planning out what I'm going to get. You know,
it's the most heartbreaking thing ever, dude.
You know what I'm saying? And then bam, I get hit with the taxes. I'm like, what the? I work my ass off for fucking $900 for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm over. I'm not doing this.
The most painful part when you look at the pay stub is when it shows how much you actually made. It's like, you made $2,500 and then
pissed, dude. I was mad. I quit. I was like, I'm not doing this no more.
That's a feeling that never goes away too. Every time
I was in there, like I was in there like championing out. Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a working man. I'm gonna have this 9-to-5 and, you know, make a name for myself. And yeah, you know, like I said, I was already planning the party for when I got my first check. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like everything I was gonna do with the clothes I was gonna buy. You know what I'm saying? And, and then, it was like half of that. Man, I was like, oh man, no,
God. You know, every time you see it too, that feeling never goes away. Like, God damn it, every time.
Dude, it was heartbreaking.
So you do a lot of freelance work then, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Pretty much all freelance work,
nice. Nice. And then there again, I feel like you've just been like trained to, you know, pump out that creator artistic life where just no matter what, you have to grind. Because even freelance work, it doesn't just like come your way all the time. You have to kind of hunt it out.
Man, you gotta like. I mean, you know, like you know, starting off, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like it was, you know, I had to really, really, really grind and get my name out there, you know. And now, you know, it's a lot easier because I get recommended so freaking much. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just some stuff I don't even do it because I just know it's like it's gonna be a hassle. You know what I mean? Like,
so just one client after the other.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know, I mean? But like, you know, I can always tell when it's going to be a hassle though, because like I'll get a client like just like, you know, like they want everything like so perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, but this is too perfect. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing to it.
Can you recall like probably the worst experience with a client you ever had?
Yeah, one time I did a whole bunch of work for someone and they paid in PayPal and then they freaking reversed the things. It was like $300 worth of work I did and then they called their credit card or something and reversed it all and yeah, that shit was freaking
oh no.
Yes.
How, what do you do in that situation?
You can't do anything.
Really? That's not like a breach of contract. You can't like
you can either grab the loop or just take it, you know what I mean?
Oh man.
Oof. Ouch. Yeah.
God damn. So sorry that happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Like, you know, the marketing company I work with too, you kind of really get surprised like how many business owners are just like, how are you like even running a business right now because of some of the stuff that you're doing, you know? Like it trips you out, like, and it makes me realize like, okay, if they're doing this, I could definitely run a business. Like if these people are away with this type of crap, like, yeah, for sure. With your man, dude, so freelancing, you're doing Kickstarters, you're doing your own artwork, you've kind of built your way up to this point. Like it's kind of mind-blowing. How many years have you basically been on the grind as an artist?
As an artist, like with music, or just like doing art?
Just doing art at this point.
At this point, like
your focus at this point.
Like comic art.
Yeah,
I literally started like 3 months ago.
Damn, it's insane.
Doing comic art, yeah. Like I said, one day I was just like, I want to try this, and like I seen John Gallagher's piece, and I was like, man, I think I can probably do some crazy stuff.
That's too cool. That's super interesting to hear because you've been a comic book fan all your life, and you just kind of jump into it, and you're already like getting into like the actual industry at this point.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's like a story. It's one of those things, you know, you always hear creators talk about how they got into the industry, and no story is ever the same. And this is another very unique one where it's just like, did most of your following come from your music background? And do you think that's what paid so much success to your comic book stuff right now?
I think so. I think that really has a lot to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I think it put a lot of faith into people to believe in that I could actually do a comic book too. You know what I mean? And do other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just building up that faith with all of them, or that faith, you know, and just they stuck around for the ride.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at your Instagram, and not to like stray off the path too much, but I'm seeing a lot of Spider-Man, Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, some Star Wars. Considering the Carnage, AMV, and then the Spider-Man covers, it's safe to say that's your favorite superhero.
Spider-Man?
Or one of.
As far as like Marvel and like DC and stuff like that, I would say Miles Morales is probably my favorite. Which is Spider-Man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's Spider-Man at that point, yeah.
So for Miles Morales, what is it about the character that really like, you know, makes him your favorite? You know, what is it like if someone was like, okay, convince me to read Miles Morales, how would you explain it?
I would say, you know, he's just a young, cool kid, you know, just a cool cat, man. Like, you know, someone that you'd want to be his homie, and especially if he was Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Like, then shit, you guys would be out running the streets doing crazy stuff, you know. And any graffiti artist, you know, he's an artist and stuff too. So that's what really, you know, a lot of like the imagery resonates with me, you know, like the shoes, the tagging and the hoodie, you know what I mean? Even the colorway, you know, just it all resonates with me.
Nice. Hell yeah. And then Spawn, I'm guessing, is your other on the indie side, or is there something else that
Spawn and Hellboy?
Oh, cool.
Hellboy. Nice.
Oh yeah.
I got to meet what's his name? Mike Mignola. Is it Mignola?
Mignola,
yeah. He's a really nice guy.
Man, I got to meet him. I've never met him.
I was at Comic-Con where I met Brandon at, actually, and it's crazy when you're looking at like artists when they're at booths. Some people never recognize them and don't know who they are at all. And I saw him, I saw his name, and I was like, oh shit, it's creator Hellboy. And then like he's like the nicest guy ever. He took a picture with me, shook my hand, signed like this bag I bought, and
it
made me want to love
I would love to meet him, man. I would love to meet Mike, man. I got like a stack of comic books. As soon as like the cons really start opening up, I'm going out there, and yeah, I got like a stack of stuff I want, a stack of Hellboy stuff I want to get signed.
And
you probably do it.
I saw you post that you're trying to get into conventions coming up and all that. Are you even good to like travel to like, doesn't matter where it's at, you're just trying to get your name and just like get a booth? Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's I mean, and again, like in that whole touring aspect, and Washington being a great place with Emerald City, and then San Diego's not too far, and all the WonderCon and Anaheim and type of stuff like that. Like you're in a really good spot to like branch out without it, breaking your back, and unless you go to like Baltimore.
And flights from here are pretty cheap to like anywhere on this side of the map,
Yeah. Was it like Alaska Airlines? It's like one of the dopest, cheapest ones to like.
Yeah. We got a big Alaska Airlines presence here, and then we got like Allegiant, and that's like a cheap little flight thing, but you get like $100 round trip tickets with that place. And yeah, it's pretty easy.
Are you in the like Seattle region, or are you kind of like outside of that?
Right in the middle of the state.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Yeah, you're like in an ideal, dude. You're set yourself up. Like you just like prep for success, like your entire life. I feel.
At least try to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Are you going to be pursuing music as heavily now that your comic book stuff is kind of taking over?
I mean, it's just like, it's really what I feel like doing. You know what I mean? Like if I feel like I want to do some music today, I'll do some music. If I feel like drawing or painting, I'm gonna draw and paint. You know what I'm saying? I don't have like I just let the art flow. Whatever I'm feeling is, then that's the time.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. That's actually like a very interesting way of discipline, and probably one of the most unique, disciplinary, like artistic ways to go about it. A lot of people are just kind of having to make that decision between this or that, or, I want to be able to do this more, but I need to focus on like what's working at this moment. But having that flexibility and that mindset of I'm a creator, no matter what, as long as I'm creating, that's busy. That's like that.
For me, I don't want stuff to seem like rushed or fake. You know what I mean? Like I just want it to just be genuine, and like, this is what it is. You know what I mean? Like no sugarcoating it. Just, this is what it is.
Nice. Okay, cool. No, that's such a good philosophy. That's such a, we've talked to a few people recently, and that's probably the best, like one of the best answers I've heard. Cause I mean, making those decisions is never easy. And like I've had to go through stuff like that where it's like, well, am I pursuing music? Am I pursuing writing at this point, or, doing more of this stuff on my own? But it's kind of inspiring hearing that like aspect of I'm gonna fucking do it. Everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have any let me see, like what indie books are you really into right now that's drawn your attention to, like Ice Cream Man or Department of
Ice Cream Man? That's a huge one. Department of Truth, Something's Killing the Children. Geiger's pretty dope.
Geiger is dope. I just read that one too.
Yeah. That's where I'm at right now. Is those titles. Those are the heavyweights right now, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. And what about like DC or Marvel wise? What do you lean towards with those books?
As far as DC and Marvel, the only thing, like I can't even lie to you, I have not read much anything DC and Marvel, you know what I'm saying, right now. Like nothing really piques my interest right now.
Yeah.
That's out right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like pull something out of the rabbit, out of the hat, and I just can't even think.
Have you checked out Absolute Carnage?
I have some of the copies, but I haven't even read it. I haven't cracked into it.
Yeah, that tends to happen a lot. I mean, a lot of times, people get into the superhero stuff and then eventually branch off into independent and kind of don't look back.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah, it's understandable. Right now, Brandon and I are on like a DC burnout at the moment.
Yeah. When did you start like kind of stop focusing so much on what's coming out and just really being like, this is I'm creating and not like a fan at this point? Is there like a difference?
I'm gonna always be a fan. That's why I'm in it. You know what I mean? Like that's why I even jumped in here is because I'm a collector too. So like you know what I mean? Like that's one of like the points that I really wanted to write my own comic book is because I was spending so much money on these comics, collectibles, and stuff like that. So I was like, man, I need to figure out a way to fund the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's
So,
right.
yeah,
I've seen some of your live sales and whatnot, and you always have some crazy
yeah.
selections on your stuff and whatnot.
You've got some pretty big CDC books here, or CGC. I know the Spider-Man 300. Let's see what else we got. You've got some old G.I. Joe and some old Ninja Turtles.
I got some heat, man. I got some heat.
What got you into grading? Because I know a lot of people, there's kind of a divide between like grading and collecting, and is it just like for preserving, for just like your
preserving? Yeah, for my kids, for when I die, just so I know that like they'll be able to know like this is what it is, and you know what I mean. Because a lot of this stuff, like I mean, obviously, I got 2 daughters, so I'm gonna have to be forking out some crazy money for weddings, college. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this I'm sitting on until my youngins start jumping out the nest. You know what I mean?
Nice. Oh yeah. And the way that market's trending right now with a lot of these books, it's kind of insane.
Bro, they're gonna be like some of these books are gonna be like out of this world prices. You know what I mean? Like I have a Hulk 181 First Wolverine and like an ASM 129 and like a TMNT 1 and and they're just they're just gonna get harder to find and
just that bar raises every single year. It's getting to the point where I'm like, am I ever gonna own 181? Like it's like,
and no one wants to sell them. Like who wants to sell that?
Yeah. Like it's one of those things. It's and then dude, if you're hitting up cons again, it's gonna like kind of skyrocket your collection, because that's how I got into collecting in CGCs, and I do a lot of signature series and whatnot. But it's like the coolest thing ever when you're at a convention. It's so much easier than it is like sending it off for, a signature grading. But it's kind of like that feeling when you're there.
Bro, I'm going to tell you, I've only been to one, or I've been to 2 conventions. I went to a Comic-Con one time with my wife when we went in St. Stanley. That was like the only reason we went. But like, I've only set up at one comic convention, and then like a few days later, that's when COVID hit. You know what I mean? Like I had like I had like 6 conventions locked in, you know what I mean? Like ready to go. And then COVID hit and then right in the shitter,
Every person we've talked to, it's like the same story, unfortunately. Just COVID came and just put a halt to everything immediately. Yeah. And it's rough. It's honestly rough because there's a lot of dope shit out there. And everybody wants to converse and hang out, trade and talk. And just chill, and it's rough, but hopefully in a safe way everything comes back and everything can continue.
How was the past year for you? I mean, especially being a dad and trying to balance the art life with the parenting life and the adjustments at home. Like, I mean, dude, props to you for even getting this much work done during all this.
I'm surprised. I was gonna say I'm surprised I haven't ripped all my hair out, but I'm bald. But you know what I'm saying? So like, there's been some like, it's like, oh man, this is crazy. It's like just then you just gotta think about it. Like, shit will get better. You know what I mean? Like, everything will get better. Like, even the Spanish flu got better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Everything will get better. So it's like you can't really like dwell on it, but it freaking sucked. You know what I mean? Like having I couldn't tour. I couldn't rock any shows. I haven't performed in a concert in a year and a half or something like that. You know what I mean? So it kicked me right in my nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. I feel like artists took one of the biggest punches at that point too. I mean, that's like what you thrive off of, is that social giant group interaction. And no matter
what, there's like no high compared to like rocking a stage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like that's like the biggest high you could ever have, man.
It's exhilarating. It's one of the things I miss the most about being in a band and just like touring and whatnot, because it's something else.
You feel like you like, I don't want to sound like a tyrant, but it's like I feel like you're like mind control, you know, like you're making everyone's hands go up in the air, and it's like, whoa, this is insane. You know what I mean? It's like
have like power in you.
master.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I play bass and whatnot. And so, I mean, I have like a 6-string bass, and I remember just being on stage and just, you feel epic, like larger than life.
Epic, like God status.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. And just the noise behind you. I miss that just blast of everything, and just like, kind of just, you're serrating an entire room full of people, whether it's 5 people or like, 50 or whatever, like, it doesn't matter. It's still that same feeling no matter what.
Yeah. It's insane. I miss it.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you guys were good over COVID and everything. It sounds like your family was healthy and safe. So
yeah. No one got sick or nothing. We pretty much we played by the rules. You know what I'm saying? We weren't out there licking doorknobs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We played it pretty good.
Nice. That's super great. Well, anything upcoming that you could talk about? I know your Kickstarter just wrapped up. And do you have anything else that you're planning that might be being announced soon within the next couple of weeks?
So yeah, we got on June 11th is we will do the official reveal for the Encased Comics exclusive for Department of Truth. Then I have another exclusive coming out with Izzy's Comics, another Department of Truth cover.
Cool.
And then I think July that one comes out, and then yeah, there's like some little things still in the works. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to talk about it until I got the money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be a good summer. I can already tell you that it's gonna be crazy. To be honest, I think it's gonna be pretty nuts, especially if I can start getting into some of these conventions.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Are you planning to hit conventions this year? Or you're gonna wait till 2022, or just?
I'm jumping in. I got one coming up next weekend, and then I got 2 in October.
Nice.
And then that's it so far. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm trying to get into the Washington Summer Con. That happens in June sometime, I believe, or July. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm putting my name in every ballot I can. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. The comeback will be epic.
Yes, it will.
Well, dude, I'm so excited for everything that you're gonna be pumping out. It sounds like we definitely got to be watching your career even more so at this point. I can only see things going bigger and better for you. And I think it'll be cool looking back at just like everything you've done to work towards and where it's going to take you. Your Kickstarters are doing great. I sent my pledge in, so I'm super hyped to get some of those books. And damn, do you have Brandon? Do you have any questions left for?
All I gotta say is I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, I truly mean this when I say that. Like, I think it's amazing the amount of work you've gotten done in a short amount of time. And I can only imagine it's going to literally, like Brandon was saying, just get better, get bigger, more epic. And I'm just excited to see what happens next.
Man, thank y'all.
Yeah. And dude, thank you for being on the show. This was like a very, every time we talk to other creators, it's very inspiring for both of us, both of us as aspiring artists that are, working on their craft and trying to get in the industry. Like, it's cool seeing how you're doing it. It's cool seeing your path that you've taken. And it's just cool hearing your method behind it all and your way behind it all. It's definitely, I feel like everyone that listens to this episode is going to really get something to take away with. And I'm just kind of blown away, dude. You're just on it. Like, it is one of the coolest things. And I love seeing people like you just do this type of stuff.
I like, I just, I'm down to leave it on the table. You know what I'm saying? I can't take it with me when I go. So I might as well put all the knowledge I can out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if it helps someone, then that's even better. If if it doesn't, if you think it's stupid, help me out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I respect the dedication and the grind. I really do. Like, it's not easy to. Well, first of all, it's not easy to be a parent.
Yeah,
and it's not easy to be a parent.
That's the hardest job out of it all. Is being a parent.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
a lot of people claim there's no harder job than being a parent, and you just can't even explain it. You just got to be one yourself and learn, as you go.
Yeah,
and so I respect the grind in all aspects. That being a parent and still working on the musician musicianship and touring and working on the art and the writing and getting it done. That's the big thing, is getting it done and getting your name out there. And I think for whoever listens to this, they can hear that it is possible. It is something that can be achieved. And by just listening to your method and your craft and just, a little bit of how you went about things, like they can take something from that and really learn that it is not impossible.
I will be the first one to tell you that it is not impossible, bro. I come from like the tiniest little Native American reservation out in Montana, like where it's like 50 miles away from the biggest town. It's not even a city. That's next to, it's like a town, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if I can do it, bro, trust me, anyone can do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that is a huge inspiration to hear. And I hope that, for everyone that listens to this, that they can get inspired just as much,
Dude, hell yeah.
So,
God damn. Dude, that's inspiring as fuck. I'm just like, no.
So yeah, just thank you.
Go kick some ass.
Yeah, exactly.
You hear that, everybody? Go create something. Go make something happen. But seriously, thank you for being with us today. And thank you for sharing with us your story and just everything. Like, seriously.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Do you have any plugs or anything you want to throw out there right now?
Man, all I want to say is, man, just I hope everyone made it through COVID happy as can be, as you can be, and I hope everyone is ready to get back out into the real world and reconnect and make good memories. You know what I mean? That's that's all I can say and hope for.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, thank you for the positive vibes. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Just thanks for the positive vibes and the motivation behind that. Hopefully we get you back on the show soon. I'd love to hear the next part of your journey and your mindset from here on out, and just to check out everything. I'm hyped to get some of these variant covers. Really, and
maybe down the line we can all go to the same con. And
let's do it.
Yeah. That'd be super great. Well, honestly, yeah, San Diego is something we always try to hit up. So if we do something there, that'd be awesome.
Man, I would freaking love to do San Diego Comic-Con. That's like, obviously that would be a highlight. That'd be a life highlight.
Yeah, I've only been to one in my life, and that's the one I met Brandon at. And from that experience, I can say wonders can happen.
Yeah, it's insane.
Hell yeah.
But you guys could check out all of Javin's work. It's in his link tree is here in the bio, on our YouTube, on any podcast platform you guys are listening to right now. You know that we're everywhere. Dude, guys, thank you so much for hanging, and have a good night, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yes. Thank you again.